We're just
I
still
don't know
sister
how to
wives.
explain the term, but it is like she's not my sister.
There's a bond
And,
that happened
yeah.
when we raised our kids together.
I think so.
And we chose to do things together because we were a family and because we had these kids together. But now we're choosing to do things with each other because we like the other person.
Growing up, I did not even know that people still lived polygamy. I mean, I belonged to the LDS Church, and in the history of the LDS Church, there was polygamy, and it was always discussed at church, but as something that was not done anymore. And I remember my grandmother, because she taught school, and so she would have polygamous kids come through periodically through her classroom. I remember her saying, well, they're in the Klan. And I'm like, what is the Klan? I didn't know what the Klan was. And she's like, oh, they're polygamous. I'm like, I was floored. I can still remember the moment because I was floored that people still live polygamy. I was like, what? People still live polygamy? So it was not even on my radar.
I was floored when I found out that I lived polygamy my whole life. I was floored that there were Mormons that didn't live polygamy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
This is Janelle. We don't really use an order, but if you're questioning the order of how family came together, she's number 2.
I went in with such ideas about how idyllic plural marriage was going to be, and it was really hard. It was really hard. Mary and I's personalities are very different. We clashed on everything. There was a lot of jealousy, a lot of, I don't know, it was just really hard. So those first few years, Kody and I were amazing. So like when it was just us, we just kind of existed in this little bubble, but the whole family dynamic was really tough. Kody and I always had a pretty good relationship, but we definitely had 2 or 3 periods where I just wasn't, we really had I don't know how to explain it. Like
you would butt heads sometimes pretty severely.
Oh yeah, and so then what would happen is
you'd separate for a little bit.
Like I'd stay behind. There was one time when everybody moved to Utah and I wasn't sure I was going to come. So I thought about staying, and I did stay behind for quite a while. I know you said you were afraid I wasn't gonna come.
Yeah. Super concerned.
So like we would separate for a period of time and then whatever, and we'd figure it out because for the sake of the kids, right? I had to consider all these children that I had. And I wasn't gonna take them away from that stability.
You're acting like you're not even culpable in this situation.
Culpable? For what? What?
Culpable for not having any respect for me about the COVID
Kody, you were asking me to
rules.
choose between my children and you. When COVID came, he really got funny about the rules to follow. And they were very strict. Kody, I was doing what I could. I was walking a line between my adult children and you and everybody else. I was following all the CDC guidelines. It was really hard for my household to observe that level just because of my children are adults. So that really started to twist our relationship to the point of breaking. And so he started to be away more, and I thought, wow, I could do this. I could be on my own. I could do this. And then we had this really big fight, like the biggest fight we probably have ever had. And after he left, I felt relieved. There was like this emotional shock a little bit, and then I was relieved. And I thought, I can remember I was sitting in the parking lot of a store, I'd run to an errand, and I thought, wow, I just felt this burden come off me. And I thought, wow, okay, I guess this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be apart.
You and I have intimacy and love in the relationship. I'm sorry it's conditional based upon being part of a plural family.
A couple times a year doesn't work for a marriage.
I was always wanting more of a romantic relationship, more of a romantic partner, I was definitely more of a, I had more emotional needs that weren't being met for me. Whereas you were so independent and so strong, and you knew who you were, you knew your value to yourself, and you didn't need the kind of relationship that I had. It was more for you, how I was with your kids at first.
Yeah.
I need to make a choice to have joy in my life and peace, and there hasn't been a lot of hope at all until I decided to leave. I feel strongly this is the best choice for me.
When I left, I'll never forget how you came over the next day. Like when I told all of you guys that I needed to leave, you came over the next day and you talked to me about it, and you're like, really? Does this mean it's over? And I'm like, yeah. I'm moving and everything. And you're like, okay, then what does it look like next? And I remember realizing, I'm like, I don't know if I can be a sister wife. I don't know if I can understand that word. I don't know. I don't know what anything looks like. And then I moved, and the next time I saw you, I was like, oh, there's my sister wife, Janelle. You were always so supportive. Even when I was struggling in the marriage, you were supportive. And then when I left, you were supportive. Even though you knew it meant the change of everything.
Yeah.
You were still supportive because you knew it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And you continue to be supportive. Thank you for being one of my best friends, Janelle. Thank you.
And just to new beginnings, right?
New beginnings.
To new beginnings.
New beginnings.
We've actually been doing a lot more together, and it's been really fun. Do you know what I mean? And I've called Christine several times when I've been like, well, when I needed her to like give me some emotional perspective on something that was happening either with Kody or the kids or just anything. She's the only one who really gets what I'm going through.
And I really knew who you were married to. I'm just saying, I really knew him. So it was a different perspective.
Yeah,
It was like,
it was a valuable perspective for sure. Because we never were legally married, I can't really say I'm divorced. I just say I'm no longer with, when I explain it to outside people, I'm like, I'm no longer with my partner. I don't know, like.
really?
Like, what do you say? I mean,
I say I'm straight up divorced.
Oh,
I love that title. I love
No.
saying I'm divorced.
huh.
I love it.
I don't know, I guess I've always just been like, oh, my partner and I split up, or sometimes
You're
I'll
just
say
single?
divorce.
Are
I'm
you
single.
Are you single and ready to mingle?
Oh, no. No dating, no. Maybe in 10 years, we'll see. I would actually consider a plural marriage because I really do love the freedom and the independence that it gave me. And I think it was a good fit for me. I don't even know what it would be like to be married in a monogamous relationship. I mean, if that's what works out, great. So I'm open to plural marriage, but I don't know if there's really a lot of men who can actually pull it off.
I'm engaged. David,
He's a really great guy.
I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
I really like him. I just love him to pieces. He's really, really just the best guy I know by far. He's amazing. We started talking in October last year. I met him online through like a dating site. And I messaged him first. And then he responded, and I just got to know him. And then I'm like, we just need to meet in person. And we did. And the date went great. And we just clicked really, really well. And then on our second date, I realized that we actually had something really special. He has a lot of kids. And I was so worried about coming with all of my history of everything and us and all of our kids together. And when I told him, I'm like, I have a lot of kids and I have a sister wife, and everywhere I go, Janelle has to come with me, and all of her children come with me too. There's not just me. And he's like, okay. He knew about polygamy enough, he understood it, and we just clicked, and he was just easy. He gets me so well, and he understands, and he doesn't care about all the extra stuff that comes with me, because there's a lot. I'm fairly complicated. But me as a person, I guess that's what it is as a person, and when it's just the two of us, it's simple. It's really simple. It's a simple, simple life. And I didn't know I could have a simple life with somebody. I'm extremely proud of Janelle. I would be proud of Janelle if she stayed with Kody too. Just because the choices that she makes are right for her 100%. And so whether she stayed with Kody, whether she left Kody, I didn't care. I just wanted to see her happy and living whatever life she chose for herself. I mean, on the outside. On the inside, I was always like, girl, there's a whole huge freaking world out there that we knew nothing about.
For me, at this point in my life, because my marriage is over and I'm no longer part of a plural family, it means like I have infinite ability to choose what my next chapter looks like, to redefine myself, recreate myself, transform into whatever I want to be. And it's not going to be that much different than who I am. Let's be real. I like myself, you know what I mean? But I have so many opportunities now, huge opportunities. So I'm excited for this next chapter.